NFL's best teams, Kansas City from the AFC, the Dallas Cowboys of the NFC. Hello, everyone. Dick Enberg with Bob Trumpy, and it's going to be noisy today. The Philadelphia Eagles have handed the Cowboys their only loss. Kansas City beats Philadelphia last week, a very important victory. They did it with a pass, and so Dallas today, Bob, wonders, will Kansas City run or will they throw it again? What do you think?
Matter of fact, all week long, Jimmy Johnson's trying to get some indication of what Kansas City's going to do. Watching the waiver wire, I think Marty Schottenheimer loves the idea that he has no idea, Jimmy Johnson has no idea exactly what Dallas is going to do today. Schottenheimer loves that.
And of course, we're going to see two marquee players for Dallas. Emmitt Smith, who led the league in rushing last year, and Michael Irving, who led the league in receiving yards. Kansas City gets it first, and they'll take it at the 20-yard line as Dale Carter kneels with a touchback. Dave Craig, who engineered that 24-17 victory against the Eagles last Sunday at Arrowhead, comes on the field. The former Seattle Seahawk has these giants blocking for him. All Zott, Grunhart, Lutz, and Baldinger averaging about 300 pounds per man. In the backfield, Todd McNair takes over at what is a fullback position. Barry Ward, the bigger man, is the runner. Jones and Willie Davis fleet outside receivers. Jonathan Hayes, the veteran tight end. Burton and Harry come in the 4 wide. Crowd trying to make it difficult for Craig. He comes out throwing. And it's caught by J.J. Burton. Thomas Everett, the tackler. First down. No catch, they say. No catch. In the crowd on the far sidelines.
Jimmy Johnson right there to make this call. You see excellent coverage. A good play action fake. The official, the head linesman right there to make the call, and Jimmy Johnson made it first. No control of the ball.
So Thomas Everett, in his first start as a Cowboy, the former Steeler, makes the defensive play, stripping Burton from what seemed to be a good catch in a 13-yard gain. Well, they didn't lose a yard. 2nd and 10. They give the word, and they're waiting for him. This is the Dallas defense. Tolbert, Casillas, Maryland, and the former 49er Haley in the front 4. 3 linebackers are Smith, the rookie Robert Jones from East Carolina, Ken Norton Jr. The back 4, Ike Holt, Larry Brown at the corners, Everett, the ex-Steeler, James Washington at safety. They come in with Ray Horton and Kenneth Gant in the dime. Shotgun Craig on 3rd and long. On a blitz, he gets it off. What a catch! A one-handed stab by Willie Davis, who is the new sensation in KC. He's from Central Arkansas, had a big game against the Eagles, stabbed that one with a left hand.
Stabbed is the right word, but watch the blitz. 51 Norton up the middle. McNair picks him up. Pump fake. Boy, Craig stays with it, and that is a beautiful reception by Davis. Just enough to pick up the first down.
They mark it just inside the 31. There's Davis, who has been a project and is paying dividends this year. Played in the World League earlier this year. That's Davis in motion. Ward looking for a hole. Not much there. Met by Robert Jones and Cam Norton, 2 linebackers after a 3-yard pickup. Robert Jones, one of the many early round picks the Cowboys have gathered through the Jimmy Johnson, Jerry Jones era, much a part of the Herschel Walker trade to Minnesota. And Jones has taken over that key spot. Very bright. He's learned quickly, has been a good student. On 2nd and 7. Underneath. Word driven back. They'll allow progress to the 39. It was Jones and the other linebacker, Vincent Smith, 57.
Kansas City already showing a changeup. Very seldom do they throw to Barry Word out of the backfield. And he comes out. They bring in the 4 wide receiver set. Of course, last week Word did not play because of a bruised thigh. Told us yesterday he's fine, healthy, practiced all week, and plans on being a big part of this offense.
3rd down 2. Emil Harry is in. He's split left. Gone, and a completion at the 50-yard line to Fred Jones. His first catch today. An 11-yard gain, 1st down.
Awfully soft coverage there by the Dallas cornerbacks. Isaac Holt, 30. Look, he's almost 10 yards off. Obviously zone, but the hitch always works in this situation. Actually, it looked like 88. J.J. Burton ran the wrong pattern. Craig still able to get the ball out for another big 1st down pickup.
Todd McNair split out to the right side with Word deep, 7 yards behind the center. McNair, a good pass receiver, and they throw to him. Breaks a tackle, drives to the 40, a gain of nearly 10 before Larry Brown can make the stop.
Well, Dick, Kansas City in his first series showing just about everything. A little motion by McNair, straight drop back by Dave Craig, good reception by McNair, and then Everett misses the tackle. Well, when you play a big team like Kansas City, you can't miss a tackle anywhere on the football field.
A free down, 2nd and inches. Good play action by Craig. He really carried out his fake, and that's part of the whole Kansas City structure. Quarterbacks faking so well. We saw it last several years with DeBerg, and Craig takes over now.
And of course, one of the big keys is his zone blocking by the Kansas City offensive line, trying to get a bow in that defense. Anytime you can see this big offensive line push somewhere, you see the nice little soft spot there in the defense. Word sees it, and at 245 pounds, he drags people for a lot of yards, Dick.
Opening drive of this game, and Craig has led Kansas City from his own 20 to a 1st down at the Cowboy 36. Throwing on 1st down. Caught by Burton. Are they going to allow it? Yes. They say defensive contact knocked the receiver out of bounds, and Burton with another Kansas City 1st down at the 25-yard line.
Again, a great job by Dave Craig. Watch him look over his right shoulder right here. He sees Haley coming, rolls away from the pressure of 94, and then Burton makes a nice catch. There's the contact. He would have come down in bounds.
Let's talk about Charles Haley, the 49er, acquired by the Cowboys at the start of this season, who is known for his great pass rush, and yet thus far Haley has but 1 sack. But that isn't the whole story.
No, I think his reputation has attracted a great many offensive blockers, and what it's done is it's freed up the other guys on the defense to make the sack. The other defensive end, Tolbert, leads the team in tackles. And the interesting thing, Dave Wanstadt, their defensive coordinator, said the minute he came into camp, he was the best pass rusher we had. He was an instant starter.
And he has 18 pressures with 1 sack. So he's pressuring quarterbacks away, and then Tolbert grabs him. 1st down, as you saw at the 25. Jones in motion.
Safety blitz.
James Washington right into the play. No gain.
Okay, the plus for Dallas is they stopped that play. The minus for Dallas is they've had to commit another safety to come up and stop the run. And here comes Washington right here. He runs right into the spot where the run takes place. But they're now committing 9 guys to stop Kansas City at the line of scrimmage. Frankly, that's what Kansas City wants. Then the play action and the pass down the field works.
Washington, one of the many UCLA safety men who have gone on to star in the NFL. It began with Kenny Easley in Seattle. 2nd and long. Word. Oh, my. Driving to the 13. Another 1st down.
Huge block by Cash, the tight end. He goes in short motion inside. Watch 89. It's a good job by the offensive line. He kicks out Tolbert, 92, And Barry Word, for a guy who weighs 245 pounds, I mean, he was a former hurdler. Watch this block right here as he goes out. Everybody blocks down, and Kansas City's pretty much having their way with this defense right now.
Well executed opening drive by Kansas City. From the 13, Craig. Is that a fumble or no? Incomplete pass is the ruling. Oh, that was borderline, and Jimmy Johnston wanted the call.
Johnny Greer immediately, along with Dave Craig, motion. Hand going forward counts as a sack. Pressure again. This time it's Russell Maryland. 67 getting around Grunhard, the center.
Maryland, who was the #1 player selected in the draft a year ago. 67 gets the sack, and the play ends right there. There's Maryland, who described himself as a fat kid from Chicago who could barely play to a #1 pick in the NFL by way of Miami. Second and long. They run with Word. He gets 5 to the 15. It'll still be 3rd down and 12. James Washington, another tackle with help from Ken Norton, 2 ex-UCLA players. Norton's famous daddy, of course, played football as well at Northeast Missouri State. Boy, gang substitution, 6 sent in by the Cowboys.
Obviously a passing down here, 3rd and 11. Frankly, I think anything Kansas City gets here is real gravy. I'm not sure they should still have the ball after that last sack of Dave Craig.
They've used over 8 minutes on this opening drive. Craig, going to be tough to hear him. Incomplete to Burton. Darren Woodson, a rookie on the coverage, and the field goal unit comes on.
Dallas with 6 defensive backs. 4-man rush, 1 linebacker.
And in comes Nick Lowry. This is a 187th consecutive game for Lowry, who kicked at Dartmouth in the Ivy League. That's a Kansas City record, consecutive games, and he breaks Hall of Famer Jan Stenerud's mark.
This guy's an inspiration to all kickers. He was cut by almost everybody in the league.
And now at age 36, he tries to make it 13 of 15 this year. 32-yard attempt. And it is good. It just did hook through. And the Chiefs have the early lead, 3-0.
Lowry, one of the game's most accurate kickers, but he kind of cozies it up to that left upright.
Ooh, cozy. Is that tennis talk? 6:30 remaining in the opening quarter. Chiefs, using a good mixture of run and mostly pass, go 65 yards, and importantly took 8.5 minutes with that opening drive before Nick Lowry settles for the 32-yard field goal. Clayton Holmes and Kelvin Martin are deep for Dallas as Lowry tees it up. Martin, the man to watch. Man to watch. He's one of the best in the NFL kick returners. Lowry doesn't get quite the distance that he once did, but still an amazing foot. Martin at the 2. Oh, met rudely by Percy Snow at the 22-yard line. 6:21 left in the opening quarter. Kansas City 3-0. Back at Texas Stadium, where Dallas has won the last 9 times. That's the longest home winning streak currently in the NFL. They trail 3-0 as they get the ball for the first time at their own 22. Troy Aikman with Emmitt Smith, Daryl Johnston. Johnston primarily a guard playing fullback, and it's Emmitt Smith. Kevin Ross shirt tails him. Not until Smith has 5 yards plus. Cowboys, and the key here, 76, Alan Weingrad, who is in for Mark Tuanay. Tuanay, their best blocker, and Weingrad will have to stop Derek Thomas. Newton, Stepnoski, McGeesick and Williams complete the offensive five. Smith and Johnston in the backfield with Aikman, Alvin Harper, Michael Irvin, tall, fast receivers. Kelvin Martin comes in the diamond. Watch out for Jay Novacek, 84, the tight end. They like to throw to him. Tuanay in uniform, but they hope he won't have to play. He has a bad back. Suffered this week. Aikman goes long for Irvin, too long, and a flag. Dale Carter, the rookie, pulling the shirt tail, and actually didn't have to. Had he let Irvin go, the ball was not catchable, and that's what Kansas City is going to argue. It was not a catchable ball.
And I think the officials are going to talk about it. It looked to me like it was an audible at the outset when Kansas City came up with 6 guys on the line of scrimmage. 6 guys on the line of scrimmage. Well, the offense is moving up.
Pass interference. 34 defense. First down.
No question Carter grabbed the shirt, but at that point Irvin seemed to be easing up, knowing he couldn't catch the ball.
I'm not sure Kansas City can do this with Irvin. Bump and run him. Irvin over 200 pounds.
All the way down the field.
He's got a handful of shirt. That may be the only way Carter can stay with him. That may not be the last pass interference on Kansas City today if they continue the bump and run.
Well, no question there was a foul. I don't know how many times. We just saw the last one. People don't dance that close anymore. 28-yard penalty to the 44 of Kansas City. Aikman in the crowd, flags down. And he heads for the sidelines at the Kansas City 37, but it looks as if they've got the Cowboys for holding.
They got 2 flags down on the field, Dick.
One in the defensive secondary of Kansas City. So this could be a mixture.
We have 2 fouls on the play. Illegal hands to the face. 54 defense. Illegal hands to the face. 79 offense. They'll offset. Replay the down.
Flags were 20 yards apart.
Jimmy Johnston on the sideline, and here's the big pass rusher. It's Derek Thomas. He's going around Williams, 79, and there's the hands to the face mask. That was the one on the offense.
Meanwhile, Tracy Simeon checking perhaps the tight end, got up into the face of Novacek. The other early scores on our 10-minute update. Every 10 minutes we'll get an update on all the NFL action. Emmitt Smith to the 40-yard line. Gain of 3.5. And Sally Amua, the cousin of Mark Tuanay. Tuanay standing on the sidelines across the way. Sally Amua makes the stop.
Dick, 4-man front here for Kansas City. The new man is Phillips, the defensive tackle they acquired from San Diego. You can see the concession that this week Kansas City is making to the running game of the Dallas Cowboys. We are going to put a 4th man in there. We're normally a 34th front. Joe Phillips flopping from guard to guard.
Phillips, the ex-Charger, at troubled times in San Diego the last couple of years. Underneath, short gain to the tight end Novacek, and Kevin Ross, a tenacious tackle. It'll be short of the first down as they'll mark progress to the 35. 3rd and 1. The defense in red for KC. Smith having a big season. Sally Amua on the nose. Moss, but Joe Phillips moving into the front line to make it a 4-3. Lonnie March starts for the injured Chris Martin. Irvin Randall, Simeon, and Derek Thomas, the all-pro outside linebacker. Lewis and Ross, great corners. Mincy and Bayless at safety. Doug Terry and Dale Carter, 2 rookies, come in the dime, as well as Benny Thompson. You hear raves about Thompson all around the league, and certainly from Marty Schottenheimer as well. A plan B pickup from New Orleans. 3rd and 1. To be offside against the Chiefs. Emmitt Smith, good receiver as well, gets 10 yards to the 25. Simeon and Bayless push him out of bounds.
Dick, they'll certainly take the play. That was on Derek Thomas.
Thomas is quick, but he had a step start.
The Cowboys did an excellent job of running a pick there with the blitz coming by Thomas on the side where they ran the pattern.
Offside. 58 defense. It's decline. First down.
They ran a nice little pick. Novacek ran a nice little pick to get Emmitt Smith out here. This is Smith. Here's the man who's going to cover him, but watch what the tight end does as this guy is offsides. Watch what the tight end does on 54 Simeon. Just gets in his way ever so slightly. Emmitt Smith open for the first down pickup. That's illegal unless you get caught.
A good pickup by you, Bob Trumpy. First down at the 25. Safety valve, Emmitt Smith. He's got 9 yards and takes a wicked hit from Lonnie Martz and Tracy Simeon.
Well, I'd like to have a safety valve like that on my team. Goodness. They don't throw the ball to Emmitt Smith a lot, but he is a nice outlet here. Aikman does a good job. Looks primary, looks secondary. My outlet is the NFL's leading rusher last year. Let's get him the ball.
You saw him protect that ball. Smith, one of the few running backs that wear gloves, doesn't fumble very much. He carries the ball primarily in the left hand, but you saw him really protect it as he anticipated the contact. 2nd and 1. Smith again. And it's a first down. The Cowboys have taken their first possession and driven, as did Kansas City, to the opponent's 13. The Chiefs' drive stalled. They settled for the field goal. Let's see if Kansas City can deny Dallas the touchdown.
Watch Derek Thomas coming here. Good job by Alfredo Roberts. Here's the tackler eventually. Nice play call here by Dallas. Does an excellent job. See, they sink it down inside, and then Smith with those just little shuffling feet makes something out of something that's not there.
Kansas City has not allowed a touchdown in the first quarter thus far this year. Dallas challenges that. Just under 2 minutes left in the first. Play action, Aikman. Wide open is Johnston. Daryl Johnston to the 2.
Nice little naked bootleg by Troy Aikman. Good agility by Johnston, known primarily as a blocker. Will catch the football. Nice play. Both teams, Dick, showing a lot of different offensive little changes here in their opening drives.
Marty Schottenheimer checking out the Dallas Cowboy offense and making some adjustments. First and goal from the 2, and Aikman throws wide open. Johnston. His first touchdown of the year.
Dick, this is a broken defense. At the last second, you saw Dale Carter, 34, come off the field. They had 12 men on the field. 3, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. They had 12 guys on the field. And when Carter left, boy, was Johnston open.
Lynn Elliott to try the point after. And the Cowboys have done something that the Raiders and Denver and Philadelphia, Houston could not. A touchdown against the KC defense in the opening quarter.
A nice fake lead. Johnston right here goes out in the flat. I think the safety leaves him, and that's why there's absolutely no coverage on him. Beautifully executed, well sold. Nice block by Emmitt Smith. And Johnston gets his first touchdown of the year. Now you can see from behind the defense what happens. 30 Bayless is expecting the lead run by Emmitt Smith. Lets Johnston alone. He is the primary receiver.
Oh, nice when plays work, but you don't expect them to be that wide open. 7-3 Dallas leads. A minute left in the opening quarter, and here comes the kick to the sensational rookie Dale Carter from Tennessee. That return rather ginger in its style to the 23-yard line. Thomas Everett makes the tackle with 54 seconds left in the opening quarter. Only touchdown all last year was a pass reception. Culminates the 78-yard drive in 8 plays. And as you saw, Troy Aikman 5-4-5 throwing on that drive. And for Kansas City, as we anticipate their next possession, which now begins from the 24, look at their play selection, rush versus pass. First 5 games dominant running the ball, Schottenheimer style, but against the Eagles last week they threw 7 more times, and in the opening drive 8 passes to 6 today.
What's happened to Schottenheimer here?
call it Air Schottenheimer, but you can't get it all on the airplane. Too many letters.
That's true.
Craig, and just as well, that one was low and outside because J.J. Burton was in the midst of 3 white shirts.
Yeah, that was not a good setup by Dave Craig. And a guy who's played 12, 13 years, sometimes you think that the fundamentals of being a quarterback are ingrained, but there are also times when you forget. He did not set up well there, therefore the pass not thrown with good authority in the right spot.
Davis to the right, Jones to the left, McNair in the slot left, Ward the running back. Keith Cash, the tight end, in motion to lead block for Word, who slams to the 29. It'll be 3rd and 5.
Isn't that amazing? Kansas City Chiefs have faced 2nd and 10 here. First time they had the ball several times, run. Next time they have the ball, 2nd and 10. First choice is to run.
Barry Word, who tried out with the Cowboys in 1989, Johnson's first year, and got word back that Dallas couldn't use him. And he says, with a smile, it didn't really bother me, but you know it.
Oh, yeah. I was shocked that he said he never met Jimmy Johnston. One of the assistants worked him out. He had to call them to find out if he'd made the team.
Final seconds of the opening quarter, 3rd and 5. Todd McNair, a very difficult chance, and rookie Darren Woodson was there to make sure he didn't catch it. End of the first quarter.
Kansas City ran a cluster pattern. McNair just circles out of the backfield, and Woodson does an excellent job of being right there. Again, not well thrown by Dave Craig. He's not gotten off to a good start here, Dick.
Dick Enberg with Bob Trumpy. You're looking at Fred Jones, wide receiver, Kansas City, one of the top blocking wide receivers in the entire NFL, and apparently a neck injury, not too serious, but we'll see if he returns. 4th down and 5, and Brian Barker, first punt of the game, averaging 42.5. Kelvin Martin, look at that return yardage, averaging 15. Bad snap, and he just does get it away. Takes a Kansas City bounce. Martin at the 25. And a clever return of 16 to the 41-yard line before Tracy Simeon could get him out of bounds. 46-yard punt. Well, we hope you'll be with us next Saturday on NBC. Notre Dame football returns. Rick Meyer, Jerome Bettis, Reggie Brooks, and that talented offense against the passing game of the Cougars of BYU. Both teams are averaging almost 500 yards a game. Should be a lot of pyrotechnics at South Bend, Indiana. So join us. Notre Dame, BYU, 1 o'clock Eastern Time Saturday next. 7-3 Dallas. Troy Aikman's first touchdown pass in 3 games to put the Cowboys in front. First down at the 37. 21 yards on the play.
Dick, Marty Schottenheimer was telling us one of the greatest attributes that Troy Aikman has is his quickness away from the center. He sets up beautifully here, and that ball is 3/4 of the way to Irving before Irving makes the break right on the money. You can't defense that.
Irving had 93 catches last year, a Dallas Cowboy record, 1,523 yards to lead the NFL, trying to become the first receiver in NFL history to log 1,500 plus back-to-back seasons. Flags down and no play. Drawn offside or too quick a start for Kansas City. Johnny Greer with the answer.
False start. 79 offense. Still first
Eric
down.
Williams, the right tackle for Dallas.
Young man they like a lot, comes from an awful small school, but every once in a while, you know, one of these big guys gets rocked back a little bit. It looked like 90 Neil Smith made a move that got Williams to move. They always seem to call those on the offense.
Said a small school. Eric Williams from Central State of Ohio, NAIA Marauders. Which he does so brilliantly. Look Look at the leg strength of Smith.
There are 3 running backs that Emmitt Smith is compared to. Thurman Thomas, 2 actually, Barry Sanders, but Emmitt Smith breaks more tackles. If you don't hit Emmitt Smith with a shoulder, arms are not going to stop this guy. Runs through those arms. Nice stiff arm. Continues to run.
And a momentous run it was. 12 yards. It pushes him over 3,000 in his young career. He is the youngest ever back in the NFL to rush for 3,000 yards. He's only 23.
Yeah.
Came out a year early. University of Florida. He gets the call again. He loves that. Look at him break tackles. Strong legs. First down inside the 20. He's only 5'9", but he weighs 210 pounds.
Listed at 190, but told us yesterday he weighs 210. I asked Jimmy Johnston, you know, you're in the state of Florida, this kid's from Pensacola, why didn't you get him at the University of Miami? Jimmy Johnston said we couldn't give him the ball enough. Emmitt Smith said I wanted to go somewhere where I could carry the ball 30-35 times a game. He got it at Florida.
And even here with Johnston in Dallas, he wants it 20-25, he told us. Defenses don't like to hear that. He just has such a knack to find the opening. Great cutback and those strong legs. Not much to shoot at 5'9", except the power of his body. Aikman just gets the play off, and it's Smith again to the 13-yard line. Almost 5 more before Lonnie Martz, playing for the injured Chris Martin at outside linebacker. Martin is not suited up, has a knee problem.
I don't want to just continue on Emmitt Smith, but he's worth talking about. His coaches describe him as a running back who runs with feel, a sense of where things are to the soft spot. He's not a slasher, but he just feels where that little opening is and then accelerates up through it. And that's not coachable. No one can take credit for that but his mom and his dad.
Looking for back-to-back 1,500. You heard the NFL Today interview with O.J. He wants 2,000. He wants the record. What time for Aikman? Finally throws it away, and no penalty as
Smith was out there.
Leonard Griffin thought he had a sack. It was right on the heels of Aikman.
That's one thing that I think Aikman, as he gets a little more maturity here, will do quickly. He stayed with the play down the field too much, too long, and in so doing allowed the defensive man to get out there on Emmitt Smith. If he swings it out to Emmitt Smith is still running.
Cowboys with a 7-3 lead, and now a 3rd down and 6 from the 14 of Kansas City early in the 2nd quarter. Spread formation, flags down. Irving, and more flags go down as Irvin's hit at the 7-yard line.
He's eaten up, Dale Carter. They had 6 defensive backs in the ball game, came with the double safety blitz, and they had man-on-man. Carter on Irvin, and Irvin's going to win that matchup. Carter's too young. He hasn't learned enough to be matched man-on-man with Michael Irvin.
There are flags thrown by both the line judge and the head linesman. We'll see if they're nullifying as 49-year-old Jimmy Johnston and 49-year-old Marty Schottenheimer look on. Both against Kansas City.
They take the long one. This will be a 1st down for Dallas, I believe.
Or take the play down at the 7-yard line, which is a 1st down. Johnny Greer saying that's your option. You can take the ball right there at the 7, 1st and goal. Sounds good to Troy Aikman.
Illegal hands to the face. 34 defense. Offside. 58 defense. They're both offset. 1st down. Correction. Both penalties will be declined. 1st down.
In an attempt to hold up Irvin, watch what Carter does. Well, that's not a guy you want to try to intimidate, Dick. Irvin will eat you for lunch, Dale Carter.
200th career catch for Michael Irvin, who played for Jimmy Johnston at Miami. What a target at 6'2". And Alvin Harper, the other wide receiver, starter 6'3" and a high jumper of world class. No one in the backfield now as Johnston goes in motion. They throw to the fullback again. Boy, that'd be a season for him to get 2 touchdowns and a half. He had only 1 all last year and now 1 today, the first this season. Martin Bayless with a tackle. It's 2nd and goal.
Well, again, they're trying to isolate somebody on the fullback, and this time it's Bayless who just can't quite get out there. Again, a nice little pick attempt by the tight end doesn't work this time, and that's why Bayless is there to make the tackle. Kansas City also using zone there, but if I'm down here, I give it to Emmitt Smith. He seems to get the ball in the end zone.
It's Smith. Touchdown. Kansas City tries at stopping this Dallas offense, but the Cowboys 2 answers, 2 long touchdown drives, and now they go for 14-3 on Lynn Elliott's extra point. And the rookie kicker from Texas Tech adds the extra point, and Emmitt Smith 43 yards rushing. Here's 2 more. About that touchdown on the goal line.
It was a delay, but it's a counter. First step, first step, first step, first step. The influence on these 2 guys allows Emmitt Smith around the corner. This is the Washington counter series. Well done by 61 Newton out front. Vinegrad 76. He does get in.
Don't often see that down on the goal line.
Not on the goal line.
Elliott kicks it off. A sidewinder to Dale Carter at the 1. Carter to the 23-yard line. Darren Woodson, another special teams tackle, and there's Emmitt Smith. He is a bona fide star in this league. NFL rushing champion a year ago, and he just seems impossible to stop.
What a personality, too. What a personality.
Well, here are 2 boxing personalities that you're familiar with. Bob Trumpy, and you'll see him, Joey Gamache, Tony the Tiger Lopez, presented by Valvoline. That's next Saturday following Notre Dame football. Both men with outstanding knockout records. Should be a good one. Dave Craig needs to parry some of the scoring action of Dallas. 14-3 Cowboys, and Okoye makes his first appearance and is stuffed at the 25 by Ken Norton. Speaking of boxing, Norton, who said his dad wouldn't let him fight. He said, I really didn't want to either.
You know, I played high school football against his dad in Jacksonville, Illinois.
Really?
I know he lists his hometown as San Diego. Ken Sr. But you talk about a man playing with boys. Ken Norton in high school running the football was frightening.
He said he only put on gloves for publicity shots with his dad. That's the only time. 2nd down and 8 for Craig. Underneath, tight end Jonathan Hayes spins across the 30. That'll leave the Chiefs a couple yards shy of a first down. James Washington, the tackler.
You know, Dick, this Dallas Cowboy defense is not known for a lot of blitzes, but they've made a habit of it here in the early going of this football game. Here's Norton. He's shooting a gap just to try to get into Dave Craig's face. And of course, when you've got a little play action, you better hope that somebody picks up those blitzing inside linebackers. He wasn't the only one there. Vincent Smith too.
Jonathan Hayes only his 2nd catch of the year. Craig now is 6 for 10 and needs a long 2 for a first down. Trying to move the pile. That's going to be close. The spot will be everything. Robert Jones, Casillas, and lots of others, and on the stop of the 260-pound Okoye. Well, Greer said it looks to be good enough for a first down. Well, that's a quick call. I would
Yes,
have thought
it was.
Dallas would have asked for a measurement.
Absolutely. And Dick, on that last play, at the latter stages of it, it looked like Dallas had 9 guys at the line of scrimmage to stop the run. Dave Wannstedt, the defensive coordinator, Jimmy Johnston, head coach, they want to make sure that that Kansas City can't run the ball. They liken this Kansas City offense to the Washington Redskins. That, by the way, is an offense that the Dallas Cowboys have defense very well.
Including the opening game victory to start this 92 season. Play action, Craig. Good blocking for him, and wide open downfield is Willie Davis. First down at the Dallas 47. 20 yards for Davis.
Well, they're keeping with their pattern of last week. This is a nice play action fake to Okoye, but throwing. You see, Craig slips, regains his footing, wide open. Holt again giving Davis a lot of room, and of course Davis has blazing speed, absolute blazing speed. This is zone. You can see Holt 30 just looking into the backfield. Nice pickup in a very key drive for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Davis averaging almost 24 yards a catch, gets 20 on that one. From the Cowboy 47, Okoye. He gains 5. Norton and Jones collaborate on the stop. Okoye not used as much as this man, Barry Word. Word leading the Chiefs with 406 yards coming in. Okoye, who played last week against Eagles, has 167 yards, and his average per carry is down. Okoye 3.1 this year. Lots of numbers to look and hear about, but there is a comparison last year and others. His 3 carries 10 yards today. Number 78 from Little Emporia State of Kansas threw his 292 pounds at it.
And that's exactly why he's in there. Leon Lett, not a guy who plays a lot of football for the Dallas Cowboys, but they need more size against this running game. You see the attempted double team by Grunhard, 61. Zott, they can't do it. I mean, Lett runs right between the two of them. Dallas is doing an excellent job of not allowing that bow in their defensive line.
With that rush, Okoye past Ed Podolak, the busiest rusher in Kansas City history. 3rd and 4. Underneath to Todd McNair, struggling but does not get the first down yardage. Norton made the stop.
Great coverage by Ken Norton.
Marty Schottenheimer looks as if he's going to go for it. Sends in Jonathan Hayes, the tight end, and J.J. Burden. LeJordan J. Burden, if you please, number 88.
Also sends in Kimball Anders and Christian Okoye. This is a huge team. Jimmy Johnston is screaming at his defense.
Wanted a timeout.
Yeah.
And time has been called.
Wait a minute, he motioned Kansas. The official motion, Kansas City called timeout.
Well, both men perhaps wanted a timeout. It didn't appear that Kansas City did. But on a critical 4th and 1, Johnson obviously didn't have the personnel on the field that he wants in this situation.
Well, that probably is the biggest change in the game, the situation substitution.
When we come back, it'll be Kansas City trying at 4th and 1. Barry Word, he's got it to the 36-yard line. No official signal from Johnny Greer, who checks the sidelines as they spot. No, he's going to call for a measurement. It's right on the 36-yard line, and based on the yardsticks across the way, that should be about half the length of the football for a first down, as Word needed all of that second effort.
I think one of the things why one of the reasons why they like Barry Word in those short yardage situations is he can make that slight little adjustment to get the first down. Okoye is not a little adjustment guy. He just runs over you.
That's a big pickup by Word. Dallas already with a 14-3 lead, scoring touchdowns on their 2 possessions, and the other facet of this long drive for Marty Schottenheimer's team is they're consuming time. They used over 8 minutes for their opening drive to a field goal. 5.5 minutes on this one.
They need a touchdown here, though, Dick. 3 points going to help very little.
Davis right. Jones back in the game is to the left. Tight end Cash in motion. Play action, and Craig almost falls down. Davis given a lot of respect by Ike Holt on that corner. As about 6 yards.
Ike Holt is playing Davis like the coaches have screamed at him. This guy can run by you in a second. Do not get up on it. And we've seen Kansas City running man-to-man against Irving. Dallas's choice is a lot of zone and very soft coverage. Even those receivers underneath, they don't want to allow the big play.
Willie Davis, a great sports name. Great Green Bay Packer Hall of Famer. Dodger outfielder, the 3-dog Willie Davis. This Davis has some speed too. Oops, contact from Russell, Maryland on the center. Tim Grunard, and that's the man closest to the ball.
He's supposed to be watching it, not playing up to last year's performance.
Encroachment, defense.
Well, in part because he's playing with a dislocated toe that does limit his mobility. 2 of them, in fact.
He has a steel plate in the bottom of his shoe. Can run, can walk, but when he tries to push off, especially against 300-pounders lining up across from him, a little difficult. But Dallas likes everything about Russell, Maryland.
Gives the Chiefs a first down on the 5-yard walk-off at the 24. 4 minutes, 22 seconds left in the half. Blitz again, and they block it at the line of scrimmage. Appear to be Tony Tolbert, the 6'6" end. Well, that's something through the history of the Cowboys. A familiar sight for the fans here in Big D. Too tall used to do that.
You're going to see Washington come up. Well, you can't really see him come up through the line of scrimmage, but there's Tolbert getting his hands up. Of course, Too Tall Jones was what, 6'7"? He blocked down a lot of passes, but this is the guy who leads the Dallas Cowboys in sack because of all the attention that Charles Haley's been getting.
University of Texas El Paso. Okoye again on a passing down, 2nd and 10. The Chiefs go with a run. Okoye picks up 5 or 6 down to about the 18. Ken Norton, another tackle for Dallas.
Watch what they're doing here. Watch this safety. When this tight end blocks and you got one coming in motion, he is coming up here to support immediately. He is there to make the tackle, Dick. That's what, watch the safety. Watch him, watch him, watch him. Bam, he's right there. An extra man to stop the run. They're reading the tight ends of the Kansas City Chiefs, and that dictates how quickly that support is coming up.
3rd and 4. 20 is Ray Horton. His idol is Ahmad Rashad. Craig drills it wide open. Emil Harry, the sure-handed 3rd wide receiver of the Chiefs. First down at the 11.
Oh, again, it's very obvious that Dallas is not going to let these receivers from Kansas City get behind him. This is a slant, and you can see Holt is off again. He'll let him make the catch and make the first down. They do not want to give up those slant ups, slant corners. They don't want big plays against them.
Harry, who played at Stanford, not a happy man today. This Cardinal defeated by Arizona yesterday. Bill Walsh's 2nd loss. They could get a first down without a touchdown. They're at the 11. Boy, no, it's Ward diving to the 7-yard line. Vincent Smith down low to Submarine.
Running the tight end in motion, trapping the outside guy, and then sneaking Word up there behind him. It's working. That's about the 4th or 5th time Kansas City's run that play.
They spotted at the 6-yard line, a gain of 5. Chiefs 18 times in the red zone. Come away with 6 touchdowns, 11 field goals, 6 in a row. The last 6, that's not a good statistic. Too many field goals. They've got one today inside the 20. 2nd and 5. Word again. Oh, he's He's got good power. It looked as if his whole momentum had stopped, and he's still got 3 more yards after contact. He's close to a first down at the 1 as we're at the 2-minute timeout. Kansas City trying to take a bite out of the 11-point Dallas lead. To Texas Stadium, the Chiefs are at the 1-yard line of Dallas, trailing 14-3. They've just measured, and it's just inches shy of a first down. It'll be 3rd and inches at that spot. A 9-minute 5-second drive for Kansas City. Their first of the game was 8.5 minutes, and they got a field goal. At halftime, the Domino's Pizza NFL Live report. Domino's appropriate, and O.J. Simpson with us. He's the Domino's king, both in the pizza and with those black things with the white marks on them. Will's there, and Bill Parcells to analyze the first half, and a feature on Steve Largent. Dave Craig throwing most of the passes to the record-setting Largent, who apparently is going to see all 3 of his marks broken here by 3 different receivers in 1992. But what a grand gentleman, Steve Largent. He's one of the all-time top people I've met in this game.
I agree with you. Pretty famous names breaking his records, too.
Dallas digs in, inches for a first down. Kansas City on 3rd. Very Word. Touchdown. And Kansas City faithful, there's some 2,000 down at the far end zone, able to cheer.
They run a tight end in the backfield. Dial 87. He doesn't make much of a block, and Norton 51 tries to stop 245-pound Barry Word. It does not work.
15-play drive, 76 yards. Make it 77 officially.
It's amazing. Kansas City's had the ball 3 times, Dallas twice. There's a minute and 57 seconds to go in the first half.
Lowry is trying for point out of Barker's hold. .157 left in this first half, and the Kansas City Chiefs back in it. 14-10 Cowboys. His 3rd touchdown of this season, and powerful the drive was. They call it a 2-yard run. The ball was about an inch outside the 1. That makes it 2 yards. The mathematics in this game are confusing at times, but it was a power drive.
Yes, it was a power run.
Lowry to kick to Clayton Holmes and Kelvin Martin. Short, and Martin will grab it at the 9 and returns to the 23, and the emphasis on power, the last word.
Norton is the man who makes the tackle. The tight end in the backfield is supposed to slip through and make a tackle. You'll see Word come from out here, and basically Norton is unblocked, and watch what Barry Word does to him. Shoulder down, runs right through his arms for the score. That is power.
Liberty Mutual Insurance presents Legends of the Game. Before the tight end became a common offensive weapon, he was an uncommonly accomplished receiver. With cat-like quickness and dogged determination, he was a threat to score every time he caught the ball and guaranteed to fight for every inch of turf. Who was this legend? To deliver a true legend of the game.
For Kansas City, and now the main man Emmitt Smith for Dallas. Their number is quite similar here in the first half. Smith a little bit better on average per rush, and he'll get his chance with 1:52 left in the half. Dallas with a 14-10 lead. Irving goes to work. Dumps it off to Smith. Out of bounds, and that'll cost Kansas City. A little too rough on Benny Thompson. It's out of bounds when Thompson, by the nape of the neck, threw him down, and they add on 15.
And Dick, that's not the reputation that Benny Thompson has in the NFL.
Foul, number 46, unnecessary roughness. First down.
That becomes a 30-yard play.
You'll see Emmitt Smith just swing out of the backfield. Aikman, a very smart choice. Throw the ball underneath. And Benny Thompson grabs it by the shirt. That's not generally the way Benny Thompson plays football, but that was not smart.
So 15 on the pass, 15 on the penalty. First down at the Kansas City 47 with 1:45 left. Smith. Neil Smith. And that's the first time we've called his name this first half, who's been outstanding all season. Someone's doing a good job for Dallas on Neil Smith.
They're mixing things up very well. That's confusing the defense, holding Kansas City's defense in front of the line of scrimmage. But Dallas just ran a draw into a blitz. That's not supposed to work. It did.
Protective material on the nose of Smith. There's Derek Thomas, his first sack today. The first by the Chiefs as he finally beat Alan Weingrad, the left tackle. Thomas now with his 6th and a half sack.
What did he tell us last night? I said, how's things going? He said, great, watching the Neil Smith show. He's getting all the sacks. He said, I feel better tonight. He suffered with a bad shoulder early in the season. Now he thinks he's healthy. Got 3 last week. First one today.
And that's his 50th sack in just his 54th game. There are the totals. And he, like Emmitt Smith, looking for NFL records. I think Mark Gastineau still owns the sack record, 21.5, although those numbers weren't really kept until 15 years ago, 20 years ago. Some of the old timers are long forgotten who rushed the passer well, but they didn't play enough games to qualify today's 16 game schedule anyway.
Didn't Derek Thomas mention something to us last night about Jimmy Johnston got a message on to him that Jimmy didn't think he was good enough to play football at Miami. He had to find somewhere else to go.
With a twinkle in his eye.
Yes, he
said Howard Schnellenberger did recruit him, but Schnellenberger went to Louisville and Johnson took Schnellenberger's spot and didn't give Derek Thomas a scholarship to Miami. He went to Alabama. Third down, 13. Thomas was there again. Dump off to Novacek. The tight end heads for out of bounds and stops the clock and may have a first down as well at the 38-yard line. 1:07 left in the half.
Veteran move by Novacek, knowing he's got to get out of bounds. Nice pattern run by Novacek. And
he didn't make it. So it's 4th down and that much.
Jimmy Johnson's got a big choice here. He's already sent the big guys on the field.
And Emmitt Smith, who in his own way is not little.
He is a big guy.
Schottenheimer calls time. Next Sunday on NBC, our NFL doubleheader, Cincinnati and Houston, Seattle and the Giants. The early games along with our late games, and the feature will be Indianapolis trying to rally from 14-0 down against the Chargers today at home as they go against the unbeaten Miami Dolphins. And the schedule maker, you look at the next few games for Miami and they very easily could be 9-0, but as soon as you say that, an upset lurks. Denver, San Diego will be out in paradise. Bob, yours truly, Cleveland and New England. Got to get you to play some tennis, Bob Trumpy. You know,
hey, look,
you're missing out.
When I go to your place, if I can just sit in the Barb Dome, I'm happy. I don't have to play tennis.
My wife Barbara will appreciate that. It's a gazebo. That's not a Barb Dome.
I'm sorry.
It's just a big one. That's
really a big one.
1:07 left in the half. 4th and short yard. Smith, who else? He's something. Doesn't appear that he's running that fast, and of course that's how the scouts looked at him, as you saw the feature on Emmitt in our pregame show, NFL Today. But boy, can he scoot. What does he say? I'm a busy style.
I'm a busy runner. But you can see the confidence that the coaches have in Emmitt Smith. This is the counter. He's coming this way. He's coming this way. A little fake move there, and then it's out. But there aren't many coaches who are 4th and short would put the ball in the hands of a running back running sideways and expect him to get the first down. Emmitt Smith will do it 9 times out of 10.
1:01 left in the half. 53 yards for Smith, averaging nearly 6 per carry today. Aikman goes long. Irving. Or is it Harper? No, it's Salvin Harper. The high jumping star at Tennessee, where he leaped 7 feet 2.5 inches for the Southeast Conference title.
Dale Carter is the man in coverage. You'll see the hand come up just at the last split second, knocked the ball away. And Carter has been here at cornerback. I don't know where Kevin Ross is. The report we have is coaching decision that
Albert Lewis. No, it's Albert Lewis.
Albert Lewis. That Carter is playing for Albert Lewis. I can't imagine why.
Here's Carter. That was Tennessee against Tennessee. Carter going against Alvin Harper. And second down and 10. Aikman has missed only on 2 passes, 10 for 12 today, and a rare time when Emmitt Smith goes down with a single hit. Lonnie Martz credited with a tackle, and timeout Dallas. 48 seconds showing on the clock.
Well, Emmitt Smith, so much a part of this offense. The threat of Emmitt Smith. He can catch the ball. He can run the ball on the trap, straight ahead, wide. Just build an offense around a kid like this. And when we talked to Jimmy Johnston, his first draft, he said the highest guy we had rated on the board was Junior Seau. And he said we couldn't get him. We knew that.
And they, of course, that was with Blair Thomas, and the Jets took him very early. In fact, he was the first running back taken, and then they had to trade up. They had the 22nd pick, and they made a trade to get the 17th and selected Smith. And the man in charge of the draft here in Dallas is
Jimmy Johnston. He said that's what I do along with my tropical fish. I keep a lot of track of the college kids, and I make the choices. And he said Emmitt Smith, every time you looked at him on film, he had those long runs. No speed, long runs.
Rodney Hampton was the other man still on the board at that time, and he picked, Johnson did, Emmitt Smith. Third down. Incomplete. Michael Irving, and it was broken up nicely by Dale Carter.
Nice. I've been tough on Dale Carter in the first part of this game. That was excellent coverage. You'll see the bump and run. You see how much bigger Irving is than Carter, but he closes quickly, gets his arms around him, and knocks the ball away. That was outstanding coverage. Outstanding coverage by Dale Carter.
Lynn Elliott will try a long field goal. This one will be 51 yards. He has kicked a 51-yarder this year. So the kid from Waco tries to give Dallas 3 more. No good. 38 seconds left, and Kansas City will take over in pretty good field position. It'll be tempting for Schottenheimer, who has 1 timeout remaining, to maybe go for a couple of passes and a field goal try himself.
He does not hit this ball good. You can see how short this is. About 2/3 of the way back in the end zone. No chance whatsoever to hit that 10-foot crossbar.
So it remains 14-10. And KC takes over at the 33-yard line. And it's lived up to its billing this first half. These two teams both with eyes toward the playoffs or something even beyond an entry. Triple left. Shotgun Craig. Underneath to McNair. That's not what they wanted. The short gain. McNair could not get out of bounds. Good play by the rookie Darren Woodson to keep him on the field of play.
Yeah, they're not even hurrying up that much. They have 1 timeout left here. They're happy at 14-10. Stop the ball here, drop it on the ground.
And that's exactly what Craig does, although he almost fumbled it on the ground before he buried it.
Don't mention fumbles in Dave Craig's presence.
That's right. He's the all-time NFL leader in fumbles. And no, he broke his thumb, what, 2 years ago?
Yeah, had surgery on it. Had to put plate screws in there, and it's really shortened his hand a little bit. Well, there's been word that he has a very big hand, or certainly a
average side hand, but he certainly drops the ball. I mean, it just when he brings it back to throw, he has dropped the ball more than most NFL quarterbacks, and that's been a. And now Craig, if the timeout wasn't called, I assume there was.
Yeah, but you can't call two. You can't call 2 timeouts in a row. Oh, wait a minute. Did I miss the clock here? Didn't Kansas City just call a timeout?
I thought they had, but apparently not. And he'd come over to the sidelines. I say he just came over after downing the ball, and now they'll take a 5-yard delay of game penalty.
Now I understand. Okay. Joe Pendry there on the left. Marty Schottenheimer. One Hail Mary.
Old Mudbone was his nickname as a youngster up in Seattle.
Mudbone.
Yeah, tough as a guy in the mud, and tough as a bone. And this kid from Milton got a $250 bonus to sign an NFL contract, and now is a millionaire quarterback, Plan B with Kansas City. Nearest red shirt was Tony Hargain.
Dick, he doesn't look like a Mudbone to me. You know, he may be.
Well, what does he look like to you?
I don't know, a professor. I'd say professor.
He was a relief pitcher in baseball, and pretty good one at Milton. And as a NFL quarterback, hardly in relief at all.
Yeah.
Starter.
I'm sure if Milton College still existed, his jersey would be hanging there as certainly one of its most famous graduates.
They'd have waited a little longer. They'd have had alum that could have contributed to the university and kept it in business.
That's true.
Kelvin Martin. And the Cowboys looking for a return, and so Barker tries to kick away from him. 25 out of bounds at the 30 with 3 seconds left. Dale Carter there again for Kansas City. 46-yard kick, 10 yards on the return. Well, it's a game that will have you masticating upon it at halftime. Dallas and Kansas City, two teams with high hopes in this '92 season. And the Chiefs, Schottenheimer, boy, he can take about 20 seconds and tell you 10 seconds Houston, 10 seconds Denver, we could be 6-0.
Yeah. I think he's comfortable with this team as long as the playoffs somehow don't go through Denver. He'll take his chances with anybody else.
Don't even, just like you don't say the fumble word to Craig, don't say the D word to Marty. Last play of the first half, and Aikman will gun it high and long and hope for a ricochet. Goes right to Charles Mincy of Kansas City with a fairly open field. Mincy finally tackled at the 43-yard line. And that is the end of the first half. Mincy's second interception of the season. Marty Schottenheimer's some business to do before he goes to the locker room. The midway mark of this one in Dallas. The Cowboys 14, the Chiefs 10. He hooks this one, a mean hook to the left, and Dallas will get it at the 35-yard line. Well, kickers talk about the similarities, so many between the golf swing and the kicking stroke, and that one was just how would you call it golf?
That's overswinging. When you overswing in golf, you generally hook it. When the kicker overswings, he hooks it too.
When I get old enough, I'm going to take up that game. So Emmitt Smith and Troy Aikman go to work. Aikman missing on only 4. The interception was really that meaningless interception last play of the first half. Just threw it up there. From the 35. Harper in motion. Emmitt Smith, eager to have his number called, gets only 2 yards. Leonard Griffin and Dan Saliamua in the middle of the defense for Kansas City. Now here are the first half possessions for the Cowboys. 4 ownerships, 2 touchdowns, a missed field goal from 51, and then the desperation 1-play interception at the half.
Dick, we documented to start the game that Kansas City was defensively going to go with a 4-man front. They start the second half with the same thing, and as a matter of fact, they're now getting 6 guys up to the line of scrimmage to stop the run.
Second and long, Aikman back to the sidelines, and Michael Irving, what a target.
Beautiful.
First down at the 47.
Beautiful. I'm not sure exactly what's wrong with Albert Lewis or how serious his ribs are, but Dale Carter has not won many of these matchups. Again, the hand on the shirt, that Irvin, even for his size, Dick, his height, very crisp when he breaks his patterns off. And again, the timing, Aikman quick from the center. That ball is 3/4 of the way to the receiver before the receiver even turns around and looks.
And out comes Irvin, and Dale Carter, an All-America at Tennessee last year, the #1 draft pick of Kansas City. going to his master's degree lessons today. They look for Irving again, and he's open deep. And there's going to be a penalty against Carter, who took a grab at him, realizing that Irving was on his way to a touchdown, and Carter's smart enough to try to stop him. And a flag down at about the 35-yard line.
Well, to my knowledge, for Kansas City, this is Carter's first start. He has been a special teams contributor.
Illegal contact. 34 defense. Illegal hands to the face. Number 79 offense. They'll offset. Replay first down.
Well, Dale Carter gets lucky here. You see him grab the jersey, but also Eric Williams on the offense, so the penalty is offset. But nice little out and up. And Carter is getting a real lesson in being a defensive back.
There's Albert Lewis, and we understand, although the first word we received from Kansas City was that it was a coaching decision, and now we hear that he does have a rib injury, has for a couple of weeks, and with a bye next week, Kansas City wants to rest this all-pro corner.
Now, we were unaware of that prior to the football game. That would have helped if we had known that.
Underneath it goes. And Jay Novacek, the tight end, is tackled shy of the first down at the 45. His third catch today. Tracy Simeon with a tackle.
This is a young man that Dallas relies on a great deal. Missed camp, has a broken finger, great hands. That ball was almost past him, and he puts his hands up there to catch it.
Great athlete at Wyoming, a decathlete, and was the WAC conference champion. Terrific pole vaulter.
Didn't I just see that number up on the screen there?
84. It's a good number. Emmitt Smith trapped in the backfield in a rare loss as the Chiefs outnumbered the Cowboys on that play, and Neil Smith was at the point of the attack. A -2 for Dallas, back to the 48-yard line, and brings up 3rd down and 5.
Well, Kansas City is committing more people to stop the run. This is Bayless 30. Watch what happens. He's right there to get it done. Watch what happens. See, he runs right into the play. There to be up there to make sure he has to cut back in.
And flags go down. Leonard Griffin making the contact.
63 offense.
John Giesick attracted his opponent. As you look at the other scores, Bears still talking about Ditka Harbaugh touchdown lead against Tampa Bay, and the Chargers looking for their second win with a 10-point lead at Indy. Rod Bernstein a couple of touchdowns. Still concerned about Marion Butts out there in San Diego. We're going to see the Chargers next week. Hasn't really recovered from the knee injury suffered in the opening game against Kansas City. 3rd and 10. Aikman just did get it away. Kelvin Martin, the intended receiver, as Bill Moss, Leonard Griffin, and Derek Thomas, and it was Thomas there first.
And that's one of the few times today they have really pressured Troy Aikman. I mean, Derek Thomas got a sack from the outside. This is one of the few times that it's come from up in the middle. For the most part, the Cowboy offensive line has done its job, but you can see Derek Thomas comes around the outside, knocks the ball out of Aikman's hand.
And the 5th possession for Dallas in the game, and the first time the Chiefs defense has stopped them. Saxon's first punt of the game. Dale Carter lets it bounce. No, he doesn't. Gambles. And twisted out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Darren Woodson, another special teams tackle for Dallas. 11:42 left, 3rd period. Marty Schottenheimer spending some extra time with rookie Dale Carter as Kansas City's first possession of the second half. They start deep in their own end at the 13. Cowboys #1 draft pick Kevin Smith is in the game at defensive back. Craig hit as he throws, an incomplete pass. Charles Haley.
Whoa.
Pressure number 19.
He got there in a heartbeat. I mean, he was there in a hurry. He's around Alt. The move inside. Craig did not even have a chance to set up. His first sack, second sack as a Dallas Cowboy. Man.
Just a pressure, no sack there, incomplete pass.
Oh, thank you. Yet to get that sack.
Ready to tee off again. Harry Word, only a couple. Robert Jones and Ken Norton there to stop him.
This is certainly the down that Kansas City wants to avoid. Marty Schottenheimer telling us we've got to avoid the third down and long yardage situations.
Especially deep in your own end, and this one is at the 14-yard line. Third down, a long 8.
Greg still using the menu he has on his forearm. Well, his first game of the season, he had to unlearn Seattle, learn Kansas City, but still uses the menu on his left forearm. There are the plays.
The sellout crowd at Texas Stadium trying to make it tough on Craig out of the shotgun. Leon leapt, but it was Charles Haley who flushed him out.
That's why they wanted to avoid the third and long situations. Watch Haley again inside all. And then let 78 gets him to the ground.
So Brian Barker will have to kick in a shortened space with his heels on the back line of the end zone. Schottenheimer trying to get the attention of his looks as if he's saying, we want you to spread out a little more. I don't know what that signal is. That Kurt Schottenheimer, the special teams coach, and Barker gets the punt away. Flags are down and apparently thrown before the snap. No play.
Delay. Offense. Still fourth down.
That'll cost him about a yard. From the 2 to the 1. That's Kurt Schottenheimer, the special teams coach, brother of Marty.
Now, this is not the way Kansas City wanted to start the second half. You go in and get things settled. That first drive out, this is what we want to do. It does not work.
And the Cowboys have shown they're one of the NFL's best at blocking punts. Just ask the New York Giants.
I don't think you try blocking one here, though. That'll only give you 2 points.
And Barker under pressure to Martin at the 44. He's to the 28-yard line. Benny Thompson. A flag is down. And it could well be on the return against Dallas. 42-yard punt. That's a good kick under those circumstances.
I only had like 11 yards to do it. Just grab it and kick it. He was not flustered.
There is no infraction on the play.
Really?
Now the Cowboys with excellent field position when we return. And we were all surprised as we noted Dale Carter at the corner. There was no indication of an injury to Lewis, and Carter with his hands full, and so would be the case at this point for the entire Kansas City defense as Dallas lines up at the Chiefs 28, leading 14-10. Third quarter, 9:47 left in this period. Carter nose to nose with Irving. He's almost offside. They go to Irving. Touchdown.
The flag is on him. The flag is on Irving.
Yards, 8 yards if. And Neil Smith indicating it is indeed against Dallas.
motion. 88 offense. Still first down.
No one to blame but himself.
That's right. Carter was right up in his face, and he was trying to get that first step by the bump and run. And he's watching the football and try to anticipate what is happening. Here he is down here. You watch him try to anticipate the ball being snapped, and you can see the movement.
Just a little stutter step, which is one of the many techniques used by those wide receivers to free themselves at the line of scrimmage from that man coverage. Aikman may want to go right back. No, the other way to Daryl Johnston, the fullback who scored the first Dallas touchdown, is to the 24-yard line. A pickup of 9 yards. Martin Bayless, the tackler. Marty Schottenheimer, a winning coach in his 9 years in the NFL, Cleveland and in Kansas City. And his only source of criticism, perhaps, his conservatism, which he certainly shucked last week in his game plan against Philadelphia. Whoa.
It's coming apart here now.
Looked like someone pulled the plug in the sink. So the 5 yards taken back by Dallas. That'll make it 2nd and 1.5.
Dick, you can certainly understand why Kansas City is anxious here. They've only got 20 yards behind them to the goal line. You want to get off the ball as quick as possible. It looks like they thought Dallas was going to throw there, so they're trying to get as much pass rush. I'd look for Irving against Carter again. Looks like single coverage.
Emmitt Smith caught in the backfield and dropped for a yard loss. Leonard Griffin, 98, with Neil Smith, 90. Griffin, whose sister Eleanor was on the U.S. Olympic basketball team in 1980 out of Louisiana Tech, but of course did not get a chance to compete in the 80 games.
Just know Neil Smith is coming off the field here. His right hand is bothering him. I'm not exactly sure what the problem is.
So 3rd down and 3. They've stopped Emmitt Smith thus far in the second half. 3 carries and -2 yards. The toss to Smith. Lonnie Martz gets him out of bounds shy of the 20, so that'll not be good enough for the first down. Charles Mincy there as well. But at Martz, 51, who had stationed himself out on that flat to deny, and here comes Lynn Elliott, who has missed on his only try from long range, 51 yards. This one to give Dallas a touchdown lead. It'll be about 38 yards. Remember, Irvin with, at this point, a 7-point error on the offside. 39 yards. It's good. So instead of 7 on the Aikman to Irvin touchdown, Elliott gives Dallas 3 and a 17-10 lead. Lead to 17-10 on the 38-yard field goal, 39 yards by Lynn Elliott, and with 7:24 left in the 3rd quarter, Elliott to kick it off. Harvey Williams, seemingly forgotten by Kansas City, is deep on this kickoff return. Williams at the 5. And wrapped up at the 20-yard line. Williams, who had an excellent rookie year last year, 447 yards, but has carried the ball only 8 times all season. Just hasn't been a spot for him, but apparently as he drifts into the huddle, we're going to see him here in the second half. And tonight you'll see eyewitness video at a special time, 7 p.m. 6 Central. Then best-selling author Danielle Steele brings her #1 bestseller to TV, Jewels, sweeping epic spanning 4 decades, war, wealth, betrayal, revenge. Jewels by Danielle Steele, beginning tonight, 8, 7 Central on NBC. Word and Okoye both played in the first half, and Harvey Williams Used sparingly by Schottenheimer. Gets his chance now in Dallas today. 6'1" and 218-pounder from LSU. 3 yards on his first carry.
I think you could see the great job that Dallas's defense has done against Kansas City today. This offense is designed to push that defensive line back, but you could see Harvey Williams had to stutter behind the line of scrimmage. And the offensive line of Kansas City's not really shoved these guys around as much as they have in other cases. Watch Harvey Williams. See, that's all Dallas needs to really slow down the play and make the tackle for a little gain.
Sees duty as well, number 87. Craig has a man open, Fred Jones, and a first down catch at the 37. Larry Brown, the cover man, 12 yards on the play.
I think that was a man-to-man coverage. Yeah, it's Kevin Smith, the guy that can't wait to Brown in coverage. Excellent pattern run. Nice sharp break.
There was a penalty on the play, holding against Dallas, I believe, on Kevin Smith. And Smith, number 26, the #1 pick of the Cowboys, 17th selected in the draft out of Texas A&M. They really like him, but his inspiration to the veterans, Larry Brown and Isaac Holt, keeping him on the bench, but getting some duty today. First down Chiefs. 6 minutes left in the third. Play action. Craig. Incomplete, but a late flag goes down. Willie Davis and apparently Kevin Smith, the rookie, there too soon.
Well, this officiating crew has called defensive holding quite a bit. Dale Carter's had it called on him twice.
Holding is the call. Automatic first down.
Holding, 26 defense. First down.
Kevin Smith, who set a Southwest Conference record with 20 interceptions and 3 of those for touchdowns. Yep, that's no wind down there. That jersey isn't fluttering by the breeze.
Yes, Smith is complaining about the call. He shouldn't. Jimmy Johnston was in front of Willie Davis. Couldn't see the grab of the jersey. He should.
First down at the 42. 17-10 Dallas. Play action. On top to Burton. A gallant dive. Larry Brown on the coverage.
Now, you know, Kansas City really hasn't run the ball well enough, in my estimation today, to try this play action and have it work. And one of the things that Kansas City does, which is very similar to Washington, they just put 2 guys in the pattern. The 2 wide receivers are the only ones out. Extraordinary effort. Tries to make the catch, but you know, if Kansas City doesn't really threaten the line of scrimmage, you don't hold those linebackers at the line of scrimmage.
Only 5 yards in offense separating the 2 teams. Another fumble added to the record list of David Craig. Grunhard and Craig on the exchange.
I think Ken Norton has an assist here on this. He threatens the blitz, and I think Craig turns his head, looks right at him, and tries to grab that football. It looks like that's a good snap by Grunhard.
Might have been the guard Lutz, who was pulling, ran right into the play.
Still counts as a fumble by Dave Craig. I think that's exactly what happened. Hits Lutz's elbow.
So 3rd and long, 15 to go. They pick up the blitz, but they pass incomplete. Good coverage. Darren Woodson, this young guy from Arizona State, the 2nd-round draft pick Woodson, has played a big game.
And in the 6 defensive back set, of the Dallas Cowboys, he's had the slot receiver. And he's done an excellent job of sticking close to whichever player goes out there. The ball thrown behind the receiver slightly, but still Woodson, good coverage.
And he's been tough on special teams as well, and takes his spot for Dallas now as Barker lifts a dying short spiral that goes out of bounds. Bad kick. Kansas City won't like where they spot this one. Dallas is going to take over way up at the 38-yard line. Timeout. Museums here for the blind, the Dallas Lighthouse for the blind. And Aikman's likeness will be sculptured in bronze, and the blind will be able to feel the inside of that mask to see what he looks like, feel what he looks like.
Said it only took like 10 minutes to do, too. Didn't mind it, liked it.
The 1992 Lone Ranger goes to work, and he's going to ride high and long for Irving. And Irving flag down, and it could be against Michael.
Yes.
Carter had good position that time. So the frustration factor may be working both ways. Irvin figuring, hey, I got this rookie, I should have a field day. And Carter showing he's talented
Pass interference, number 88, offense.
But Dick, I must tell you, in defense of Michael Irvin, when you realize as a receiver you can't catch the ball, you must then immediately become a defender. Make sure that there's not an interception. So you don't mind a receiver with a little shove, and that there's not a lot of contact. They were both looking back at the football. I don't think they'd call that on a defensive player, that much contact, both looking back. Johnston doesn't like it.
Making the exact point that you did, Bob. Go back to the 29-yard line on the penalty. First down and 20. Emmitt Smith quiet here in the second half. Able to get around the corner and pick up nearly 10 before Kevin Ross, the veteran right corner of the Chiefs, can make the stop.
The one thing that I just can't get over Emmitt Smith when you watch him play is that even though the play might be designed to go straight ahead, and you can certainly tell from looking at this that the fullback comes in here and the blocking is straight ahead. This is designed to go inside, and watch how far out he bounces it and still gains yards. I mean, for a guy who is not considered fast,
but he makes decisions fast. I mean, obviously he has that ability to make that split-second decision and make the right one.
And in one step, he appears to be going as fast as he can run.
We're way offside is Irvin this time. He was 5 yards into the secondary, catches the ball, but that's all for naught.
Goodness. Not a good start in the second half for Mr. Irvin. He's offside and catches a touchdown pass. Comes back, they only get 3. Pass interference on the last play. Now here, it certainly appears like Michael Irvin got a little too relaxed at halftime. He's not
hear a gun false start on this one.
He's not come back with any real steam here, and Dallas had the ball at the 28, got 3 points. Started this drive at where? Something like the 40 or the 38, and they're losing yards.
Illegal motion, 88, offense. Still second down.
Back to the 34-yard line, second down and 15.
Yeah, Emmitt's telling him. By the way, on the back of those helmets, Irvin and Smith, in memory of a couple of teammates, 98 Jerome Brown, wore 99 with Philadelphia, 98 at Miami, and Shane Curry, also a Miami Hurricane.
Aikman to Novacek, the tight end, tackled by Percy Snow and Tracy Simeon. Third down, and a Chief injured on the play. It appears to be Neil Smith.
He's had a broken nose. He's got a brace across it and try to protect it a little bit. I asked him if he was going to wear one of those shields over his nose and see if that would make any difference.
Oh, boy,
Goodness.
Bill Moss, his teammate, right into that face mask.
That was smart. With or without a broken nose before.
Have you ever broken your nose?
Yes.
You must have. Yeah,
Yes.
a couple of times. I say, but once you break one, it's almost automatic. I mean, You can't shake hands with someone without
You're
being hit in
absolutely
the
right.
nose.
You are absolutely right. And a broken nose is like a hip pointer. There is nothing you can do that doesn't hurt your nose after it's broken. Nothing.
Let's hope that that's all this is they're really being very gentle about moving Smith, and that's good precaution. Perhaps he jammed his neck as well. He reached for his nose out. Here's the contact. Pushed right into Moss.
He does get his head kind of crimped over to the left a little bit. But he is sitting up, moving his hands, moving his feet. Always the best sign.
While they attend to the star defensive end of the Chiefs, a reminder that here's our lineup for a doubleheader on NBC next week, starting with NFL Live at 12:30. Cincinnati, Houston, Seattle, and the Giants, the early games. Indianapolis will be challenging the unbeaten Miami Dolphins, and Denver, San Diego, Cleveland, New England. That is, if Miami continues its unbeaten string. I understand Keith Jackson will be a starter at tight end for Miami today, and there you see the protective bandage over that broken beak of Neil Smith. Third down, 9. Mike Evans replaces Neil Smith.
Wide open is Kelvin Martin. Flags go down as Martin is hit at the 45-yard line. Kelvin Martin's first catch today doesn't count.
Dick, this is a crossing pattern, and at times you can get people picked off, scraped off, and that's exactly the design of the play. Yeah.
If this is Michael Irving, Jimmy Johnston's going to be taking him into the cloakroom.
We have 2 fouls on the offense. Illegal motion and pass interference offense. The illegal motion will be declined. The offensive interference is accepted.
See if we can find out who is the guilty party.
Okay, first of all, I'll show you the receiver's pattern. This is where the infraction takes place. Watch the contact with the man covering Kelvin Martin at the top of the screen. And there is no question that it's intentional. He sticks his shoulder out there. I believe it's Novacek, 84, the tight end.
Tight end would do something like that.
You bet. In a Manhattan minute, which is presently 31 seconds.
I would have guessed 29. Ball at the 30. So this has been a struggling series for Dallas.
Again, here's the tight end. Watch him. He's looking.
That is a real pickoff.
I could do it better than that.
Can't even get away with that in the NBA.
Oh.
So third down and 19. Underneath. Irving tackled at the 40-yard line, well short of a first down. Doug Terry, a rookie from Kansas, making the stop.
Dick,
And
am I
Dallas
wrong?
will have to kick.
Am I wrong, or has Dallas in the second half done nothing but lose yards?
They've got the one punt out of the end zone, getting the ball at the 28-yard line, and that didn't do much with it, but got the field goal to extend their lead to 17-10. After both teams moved so effectively the first half, boy, both coaches did a great job at halftime with their defenses. Bill Carter back as Saxon sends a beautiful punt.
Dick, let me tell you, Carter's had a bad day defensively with Michael Irving. He's trying to make a big play on the special teams. Ball should not have been caught. Let it roll in the end zone. Take it at the 20. Bad mistake by Dale Carter.
Acadia, California, near the Santa Anita racetrack. They have some talented feet there, and they often deserve more than a hand.
They must not pay punters very much. He needs a new one.
He's having a great year. That was a 53-yard punt pinning Kansas City inside the 10. Hardy Williams breaks loose and finally is rattled down after an 11-yard gain at the 20. Robert Jones made the stop. That's Williams' longest run of the season.
Dick, it's been a long time since we've seen a running back from Kansas City. Today, get that ball up there and run with some authority. That time, good push by the offensive line. Jones kind of drags him down by his jersey. Lousy field position again for Kansas City in the second half.
Washington building its lead against the Eagles. Williams chopped down, maybe a yard at best, as Thomas Everett, the ex-Steeler, coming up from a safety spot.
Nick, again, you can see the importance Dallas places on stopping the run. Here's Washington. He's up there. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And Thomas Everett, the strong safety, makes the tackle. He's the 9th guy at the line of scrimmage. Yeah, there it comes Everett. 9 guys to stop this running game. They want Kansas City in those second and long, third and long situations.
Second down 9. Williams comes out. McNair in. Going long. Willie Diggs. First down at the Dallas 41. What a throw by Dave Craig, right on the money.
Well, Jimmy Johnson from behind the offense. Good pass protection. Excellent pass protection. And this is why Marty Schottenheimer brought Dave Craig to the Kansas City Chiefs. Accurate down the field. This is just a foot race. Kevin Smith can't keep up with him. Now, Davis not known for great hands, but with his speed, you got to figure out a way to teach him to catch it.
He's averaging more than Scottie Pippen, the more famous Central Arkansas graduate. Williams back in. Not much there. Did not fool the Cowboys or Robert Jones and Thomas Everett. A little extra. Yeah, there's a Perot guy and another Clinton, and then someone like the president. Yeah, it is the language of the season.
Yes.
No flags, just the boys will be boys play.
You're never sure how these things start, but the 75 is Tony Casillas. Jonathan Hayes, the tight end.
Well, when in doubt, end the quarter. We'll return after these messages from your local station. Say we are back in Dallas Cowboy country, and that particular visual image reminds us that we should send along our best fallen buddy Mitch Geller, our technical director, hit with appendicitis and emergency appendectomy here in Dallas last night. All our best to him. And thanks to Jeff Cord, who came in from Miami overnight to be the TD today. Craig under pressure and unloads this low and away.
Ball was intended for J.J. Burton. He fell down. For some reason, the turf is very slippery here. We've seen several guys.
Well, you know, they had to water. They had a concert a couple nights ago, and I think they had a total watering of the carpet afterwards.
Yeah, we know why they watered it, but Craig gets hurt.
Tony Casillas in there,
yeah,
perhaps a little late, according to Craig. So it's third down and 9 at the Dallas 40. Cowboys lead 17-10. Batted down. Kenneth Gant coming in on a blitz from the right side.
Dallas has done a great job of disrupting the Kansas City offense. You can see Grant just at the outside of the formation. See, he's trying to. Here's Grant right here. He's the one who comes up and gets his hands up in the air and knocks the ball away. Well, there's no question about it. Craig is talking to a receiver on the sideline. Say, you got to read that blitz. You're my hot receiver. Turn your head around.
So no 57-yard field goal. Barker aims it for the near corner. And Barker, who had only a 28-yard punt the last time, won't be happy with this one. The net on this punt will be 20 yards. So here in the fourth period, Cowboys still lead by 7. Next Saturday, a sports doubleheader on NBC. Notre Dame football, and then Joey Gamache and Tony the Tiger Lopez will battle. Gamache, 18 of his 29 wins by KO, and Lopez 43-1 his record, 28 knockouts. Should be a good one, presented by Valvoline next Saturday right after Notre Dame football. BYU go at it at South Bend. Hickman from the 20, Emmitt Smith. And whatever Kansas City has done since the intermission, they've really been able to smother Emmitt Smith.
Now they started the game with the 4-man front. There's Joe Phillips, and what they were doing is flopping Phillips to the side of the tight end. You can see the 4 up there. It looks like Neil Smith was out. Here comes Phillips out now. I think they're doing a lot more substituting. They started with a 4-man front. Now they're putting that extra linebacker in there, Dick, to pursue in back of the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 7.
See, it's a 3-man defensive front. They're going back to their base defense.
And no flags this time. First down at the 38. 15 yards in front of Charles Mincy.
That was also zone coverage by Kansas City. I think they've given up on the bump and run. You see Kevin Ross looking through the receiver to the quarterback. All the receiver must do is then push that defensive back hard off the line of scrimmage. He can make his break. Nice pickup.
Irving, who leads the Cowboys coming in with 27 catches, has 5 more today. On the right side, Neil Smith is back in the game. That's good news for Kansas City fans. The only man to carry the ball for Dallas, and that's usually the case here. To the 41-yard line, Tracy Simeon, the tackler.
It looks like the choice that Kansas City's going with now is, even though it's their base front, they're putting Derek Thomas down as a defensive end. You see the front. The 4-man front remains, even though there's 5 of them there. The 4-man front remains with Derek Thomas getting down. They do not want Emmitt Smith to beat him in this second half. They want Aikman to throw it.
2nd down and 7. See Smith, what a turnabout. Only 14 yards on 6 carries here in the second half. They throw to the fullback, Johnston. Ooh, what a hit from Dale Carter. Well, he may be getting some lessons, and maybe force feeding for Carter as a rookie playing for Albert Lewis today. But what you're starting to understand is, with the talent Carter has, Kansas City has themselves a terrific defensive back for the future.
Dick, he's going to be a heck of a football player. Dave Adolph, the defensive coordinator, knows that. And as a rookie, this is the price you have to pay. This is learning on the job. I did notice that Dale Carter's lost the chin pad from inside his helmet, the left-hand side. That was a nice collision, knocked the pad right off of his helmet.
3rd and 3. Underneath to the tight end Novacek, and a first down at midfield. Boy, as the Chargers building up a lead at Indianapolis.
Even though Novacek is a tight end, you can see him off the line of scrimmage there at the top of the screen. Runs excellent patterns. He controls the contact. Benny Thompson hits him. Novacek bounces off in control. Aikman hits him quick.
Tommy Agee comes in for Daryl Johnston. Agee, the backup at both fullback and for Emmitt Smith. Former Seattle Seahawk from Auburn. And he gets a rare carry. No, it's Emmitt Smith to the 45 of Kansas City. Joe Phillips trips him up. 11 minutes left in the game. Dallas with a touchdown lead. It was 14-10 at the intermission, and then a short punt, and Lynn Elliott 39-yard field goal, the only scoring in the second half. And Dallas and Jimmy Johnson's crew with a 17-0 lead as they go for 5-1 this year. Well, it's been a rough road for Schottenheimer. He's had to play 5 straight playoff teams: Houston, the Raiders, Denver, Philadelphia, now Dallas. By the way, Kansas City does not have a bye next week. They're home against Pittsburgh. I know that'll make all you people with tickets happier. Leonard Griffin throws him down. And finally from behind, Tracy Simeon tracks down Emmitt Smith.
Dick, again, Dallas can be very deliberate here in their approach. Leading by 7, 10-16 to go. And again, the bounce outside by Emmitt Smith. So gifted at doing that. Running sideways, most coaches would yell and scream at a running back. We want a north-south runner, not an east-west runner. But I'm sure Jimmy Johnson says, Emmitt, you run anywhere you want, son.
18 rushes, a significant number. Smith, that was his 18th. When he carries the ball 18 times for the Cowboys, they're 21-1. They lead today 17-10. This is a 3rd and 5 for Aikman. Kevin Ross, no flag.
Excellent coverage.
Crowd didn't like it, but Ross leaning in with the right hand to bat it away. And the punt team on for Jimmy Johnson.
Now watch the way Ross, the veteran, handles the contact. He gets up on his shoulder. They're both looking back. Incidental contact. It's called. No flag. Why wouldn't they run Irving on Dale Carter as much success as they've had with that?
Mike Saxon, who is averaging 45.3, and with his kicks today is average up to 46. That'd be easily a Dallas all-time record. Carter lets this one bounce, and into the end zone it goes. And it looked as if that was the one he should have caught.
Yes.
He must be breathing easier. Timeout.
Just what the doctor ordered. By John Nuveen and Company. Quality tax-free investment since 1898. By Pontiac and your nearby Pontiac dealers. We are driving excitement. And by new Hager wrinkle-free cotton pants. 100% cotton, 0% wrinkles.
A first half here in Texas Stadium that had all the makings of high score, and a second half grinding down to tough defense. And the Kansas City Chiefs, who have not had good field position at all the second half, start at the 20, trailing by a touchdown. 9.5 to go. Lee Davis, Larry Brown on the collision. Or make that Kevin Smith, the rookie, on the tackle, and Davis has another catch.
Dick, has this pattern been open all day? That's his 5th catch of the day for 88 yards. Craig, even though I think accused wrongly by a lot of people of not having a strong enough arm, is an excellent downfield thrower, has been throughout his career.
First down yardage out at the 34. So Davis, a found jewel by Kansas City. He was a free agent in '90. Drills that one, but Jonathan Hayes, a tough catch, couldn't pull it in.
Dave Craig, I think, is half mad at himself, half mad at Hayes. Hayes didn't stop and make himself a target. And I think most quarterbacks, all you want is for, he releases from the left-hand side, good pattern down him. All you want is for the receiver to make a target for yourself. But see, he never really gets set. There's a big gap there in that zone defense. That would have been should have been an easy completion.
14 for 27 for Dave Craig. No interceptions, no turnovers by Kansas City. Schottenheimer's came a plus 11 in that category, and the only turnover was that end of the first half Hail Mary intercept against Aikman. Whoa, boy. Craig had his head turned around by Jim Jeffcoat. It'll be 3rd and 10. The veteran Jeffcoat from Arizona State.
Watch what he does. He jumps over Harvey Williams. Goodness, you don't want running backs diving at the legs of defensive end. They end up right in the chest of quarterbacks.
One of the few left from the Landry era, and he's been a great tutor for the young players here. And this is a young team, youngest in the NFL, and playing very well. What a future for the fans of Dallas. The fans that try to help in this sellout crowd now. 3rd and 10. The sack to Jimmy Jones.
was another case where Charles Haley made the play. Someone else gets the sack.
Flushed him out of the pocket. This is where Jones, he kind of spins right here and comes back and gets the quarterback. But you're right, Dick. It's Haley again who flushes him, makes him put the ball down, and Jones makes a big sack.
12-yard loss. The third Dallas sack. Barker end over end. That's returnable. Martin at the 40. Oh, an excellent tackle by Benny Thompson, who is a Pro Bowl special teamer with New Orleans last year, and what a pickup on plan B. Dallas has it at the 50 when we come back. Back at Texas Stadium, Benny Thompson, both coaches talked about this guy, saying what a player, how much he loves the game. Thompson talking to the Dallas men, saying, hey, I'm plan B. You didn't want me. 3 times I called you. 3. Jimmy Johnston said, boy, he couldn't believe that New Orleans let Thompson go. Yeah. Didn't protect him. And Kansas City knew about him. They drafted him initially back in '85, or actually it was a free agent in '85 out of Grambling. Dallas leading 17-10. Ball just shy of the 50. Aikman dumps it off. Incomplete. Emmitt Thompson, that one almost rolled up into the air for a turnover. Martin Bayless, the closest Chief.
Now this Kansas City Chief defense relies on turnovers. They feed on them. They've had very bad field position this second half. If there was ever a spot, you can see the turnovers and how much they favored Kansas City. If there was ever a spot for a big bone-jarring tackle here, an interception, boy, would it lift this Kansas City football team a lot.
Dave Adolph, the defensive coordinator, with Schottenheimer. There's their big play man, Derek Thomas. He has only 1 sack today. Smith, oh, what run. And a flag goes down as Smith is to the 39. Was there a hold by Dallas? Well, you saw there. Now, Smith, there was no hold, so he just was patient enough to take that little stutter step and wait for something to develop.
Yeah, he has such great sight.
Holding, 79, offense. Still second down.
Even though the run doesn't count, it's still a remarkable thing to watch.
Derek Williams, 79, holding Neil Smith.
But you can see the stutter step right there. Then that next step, the acceleration step, he's just out of the defender's grasp. Gone.
Second down.
Second down and 20 for Dallas. Clock is running. 7:37 left in the fourth quarter. Tackled at the 48-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 12. Kevin Ross and Tahan Lewis with the stop.
Again, Dallas comes out here, great field position in the second half. They've either by penalty lost yards, put themselves in a second down and almost 20 situation. Kansas City's not been able to take advantage of it in the second half, but boy, Dallas certainly good enough field position to be up by more than 7 points in this game.
About to take its second straight defeat. Redskins at home. 3rd and a dozen. Aikman to the sidelines. Intercepted. There it is. Dale Carter. And Carter is finally stopped at the Dallas 47-yard line.
There's some justice in that, Dick. They've tried all day long to pick on Dale Carter. He's tried to make the big play on the punt return. And it is Michael Irving, the man they try to get it to.
This might be titled The Maturing of Dale Carter.
That's the problem with the NFL. When you play football, you got to learn on the job. There is no substitute for it.
Could not have played it better. He had Irvin out-positioned, and Derek Thomas hurried Aikman at the other end.
And it shortened the throw a little bit, but you got to give all the credit to Dale Carter. They needed a big defensive play. Carter gave it to him.
And now it's the defensive Dallas that is being urged. Kansas City trails by 7. Harvey Williams, nearly 10 on that first down carry.
Ken Norton the tackle.
And if Norton doesn't make that tackle, bye. Watch when Harvey Williams pops through here. Kansas City doesn't pull much, but the nice pull there. But watch Norton. He's the last guy to get him.
Because of the size of Okoye, 260, and Word, 242, Williams looks small, but he isn't. 218 pounds for him. He's just the fastest of the three, and it is good enough for the first down. Kansas City, the reason why they're one of the top teams in the NFL, they take away the ball and convert it into points. Every turnover worth 3 points. They need more than that here.
Is this the first time Kansas City's been across the 50-yard line in the second half? It is, isn't it?
Slingshot Schneiderman says yes. 37-yard line, first down play. Williams again. Spinning, got something out of nothing. Got about 3 yards. Tony Casillas, second player picked in 1986 behind Bo Jackson, made the stop.